In Makodi, thank you for the updates there. Now let's bring in someone who has not only tracked these killings but has also amplified the voices of affected families and communities over the years. Kurugh is a prominent human rights activist who joins me live from Benue. Mr. Ukan, thank you for joining us. You've been at the forefront of advocacy in Benue for years. After the president's fresh directive to security agencies and today's visit by the SGF, are you seeing signs that this time will be different?
Yeah, it's good to be hopeful. I'm very hopeful because I think our cries have been listened to all over the social media. We believe things will actually change. And for the SGF to be in town, hoping to receive the president tomorrow, not just the SGF, almost the whole cabinet is already in Benue. And they have gone to Yelwata where this crisis happened, and they've seen firsthand. And they are all human beings, and I'm very sure they will be touched. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that things will change. Let's give it a time. A week or two, we'll see changes. I pray so that this carnage will stop. That's my belief, and that's my hope.
Well, the people of Benue have held on to this hope for years. We saw protests earlier this week reflecting what seems deep frustration. Do you believe the people still have faith in dialogue, especially with the planned town hall by Mr. President?
Well, I earlier on said in the morning that who are we actually dialoguing with? Because the president's press statement was, to me, he didn't come out plain. Are we dialoguing with people who are supposed to be, who I look at them or I call them terrorists, or are we dialoguing as Benue people because it is believed that our house is not in order? That's why we are suffering what we are suffering. So who are we actually dialoguing with? If I know that who we are dialoguing with, then I can literally answer that question headlong. Be it as may, hope. A lot of people have lost hope. Some of us are using our platform to beg people to still have a little bit of hope, because it is only when you are alive you will be able to talk. It's only when you are alive you will be able to speak. The wounded who are in the hospital have their stories to tell. They know these people, they've seen these people. So of course they are hopeful, because at some point they will have to go back to their ancestral home. So we have hope. We are still begging the people. We are still speaking to the people to give the security, to give the president and everybody another chance to see if we will be able to pull through something good for them to safeguard more lives and property.
Talking about who to dialogue with, let us begin with internal conflicts among political gladiators in Benue. Are you surprised that as we speak, there appears to be that thick line of difference, even in the face of what is now a humanitarian crisis? Many are saying, aren't our leaders, prioritizing the welfare of their people to set aside these political differences, to come together and work for the progress of the state? What are your thoughts in this regard?
I said in the morning, I said, our house is divided. It's obvious. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you. We have a divided house, but let me tell you, it's workable. It's obviously workable. So I am hoping that with the coming of the executive, the federal executive to Benue State, everything will be, all hands will be on desk, so that we will resolve this thing amicably. Whatever is the problem, I may not know, but lives matter here. And that is what I stand to speak about. Let's not bring our political differences, let's put our political differences aside either, to make sure that we save more lives. Is this happening to go to the Benue State University Teaching Hospital? You see a child of 2 years is being macheted on the neck, hand, and I mean, I just feel like these people should sit back,
Mr. Ukan,
and look at this picture.
Are you saying that you don't see the correlation between these political differences and the advancements we are making at the battlefield? That there is need for cohesion and leadership to be able to advance with the common front?
I said that. I have agreed with you already. I've agreed with you that we all need to come together. We all need to come together. We all need to put our house together. People know, you also know, Nefemi, you know that our house is scattered, is divided, it's everywhere in the news. But we're hoping that with the coming of the federal executive, these things will be sorted out. My only prayer is, let's look at the lives that are wasted, and let's look at the lives that are alive. Let's look at those ones that are alive, and let's look at the states. This is supposed to be a Project Benue and a Project One Nigeria. Why should we bring our political differences and shun the people that elected you? In 2027, is it the dead bodies that you go and campaign for? Is it the dead bodies that wake up and elect you? We are all angry. Everybody's angry from the divides. Take it or leave it. We need peace to foster our lives right now. We need that peace and nothing more than peace.
Well, some have said it is a huge opportunity for the APC to redeem itself in Benue, counted down to an election here, that this is a litmus test as to whether or not they prioritize their people or not. But we'll be back with more right after this break. Stay with us, everyone. Kurugh, human rights activist, live for us from Benue. Thank you for staying the course on the program. Let's talk about accountability. In all these years of bloodshed, no clear arrests, no high-profile prosecutions, and many are wondering, why does impunity continue to thrive in Benue? Do you have an answer to that?
Like I said, for me, I have followed this since 2019. And I know for a fact that something is hidden somewhere. There's something maybe politicians will not tell us. But from my own findings, from the findings of the civil society and private individuals, we know that there's something that is not being told. For me and other people, we know who these killers are. When people keep, okay, like the governor of Nasarawa State just said that he came to commiserate with us over the killing of our Benue people by these criminals. These people have names. They have identities. They have granted interviews on national TV. They have agreed that we did this killing. Why are we still terming them criminals? These guys are Fulani terrorists, herdsmen, or Fulani Marudas, however you want to put it. We know their style of operation. We know how they kill. They make videos. They mock the dead. They post it on social media. Securities have it. Why are we playing with people's lives? Why are we playing politics?
But
People are afraid to talk. I am not afraid to talk.
I spoke with Mr. Governor just yesterday. I asked him specifically this question as regards the identity of the killers. He reiterated what he mentioned 2 months ago about the foreign dimension to it. Now, of course, there are local headers, but there are also foreign headers who are coming from outside the country. Does that resonate with the majority of the people in Benue, particularly those affected by this crisis?
Now, let me answer that question very directly. The governor gets his briefing from his from the security, directly from the security. We also get our own briefing, maybe but not by the security, but we have a way of getting what we want. And you want to say, since 2019 that we've been in the forefront championing the end to this crisis, we don't know what is happening. The governor is saying what the security are briefing him. I am saying what we know. And I'm telling you, and I'm repeating it, that the people who are killing us are not faceless. These are Fulani herdsmen. And at some point, we're told that foreigners were invited because of the war in Libya, were invited into West Africa to destabilize the region. So I stand by what I say anytime, any day. I stand by it. We know our killers. We know that they are herdsmen, terrorist herdsmen. And when we talk about these Fulani terrorist herdsmen, we're not talking about these people who push cows around daytime or evening time. They have a militia wing that perform this whole act and this whole carnage. We should know. We know this. If the security wants to take us serious, they should start calling us to talk to them. Tell them these things directly. I am in touch with some of the security agencies, and I appreciate the fact that they appreciate the information that I give them, because it is a direct source of what I know. So, but you know our country.
Specifically, as regards this latest attack, how do you substantiate claims that there's the possibility of a reprisal? What really happened? What were they looking for? What's the history between them and this particular community?
And that is what we always say. I've been asking. I've never gotten an answer. What do you people want? Tell us. maybe we can sacrifice for you guys, and so that we all can live in peace. But they are not telling us anything. Even if it's sacrifice, we've sacrificed more than 5 to 10,000 people from the inception of this crisis till now. But nobody's telling us what they want. Nobody's coming out to say, this is what we want. So how do I even answer your question? I can't answer that question directly because these people have not told us practically what they want.
Some have mentioned that
we are farmers. You know that we farm. We are peasant farmers. We farm for a living. We farm to feed the world. We farm to feed Nigeria as well. So what else?
Some have mentioned that the situation in Benue goes beyond attacks, that it's about displacement, land grabs, and survival. Can you paint a picture of what life now looks like for communities hit by these repeated killings?
Life is miserable. Life is miserable for our people. Life is terribly, very miserable. Now, we cannot boast of saying we're the food basket of the nation any longer. The basket is bleeding. If you're in a family of 6 and you go to farm to cultivate your farm, I can assure you that either one person will come back alive or all will not even come back. People are suffering. People are in the IDP camps. The camps are overwhelmed. People are tired. Life is not as normal as it used to be. An average steel man will not sit in his house waiting for people to give them food. And that is our situation right now. We need to rebuild the lives of these people. We need these people to leave us alone. We need peace to return. We need the federal government to do more, extremely more, to send these people back to their ancestral homes. Do you know what it means to keep somebody in a secluded environment for more than 15 to 20 years? It's disheartening. Now, a lot of things are happening in the camp because they have been confined to one place.
Mr. President, his visit is due tomorrow, and we understand there will be a town hall. Who and who should be in that room? And what does real action mean after many years of this crisis?
The civil society. Sorry, first and foremost, the traditional chiefs, the Toti, the Chidoma, and the rest should be first and foremost, because my traditional ruler, the Toti, has been very proactive. The last time he addressed the president or representative of the Mieti Allah, he really impressed. He told him straight the truth to face. So we feel that he is going to say the same thing to the president. The civil society, because for a very long time, we have been in the forefront. We've agitated, we've been tear gassed, we've been locked, we've been beaten because we want the world to hear our story. We need to be there. And we already know ourselves. If really the security want to profile the people that should speak to the president, they know who to communicate to. But I can tell you at the same time that the president will hear the real issues from us, not what the security advisor, NSA, is briefing him in Abuja, and he's so comfortable with it. Half of the statements he makes about the security coming into Benue to bring lasting peace. Whenever those statements are made, boom, people are attacked in the night again. So let's hope that this is a different scenario. Now he has come. He will see for himself. And I just hope that he go to Yerwata and especially visit the Benue State University Teaching Hospital, where most of the injured are still receiving treatment in dire conditions, so that he will see for himself and speak to them.
What about the victims in this crisis? You know, family members, residents of Yerwata. Do you think they will get a seat on the table?
Well, we are hoping so. We are hoping so because there are a few of them who are in the IDP camp who we feel we will bring to the place. They are alive. Like the woman who lost her 5 children and her grandmother and her mother. She's alive. She's at the IDP camp. We will do everything possible to make sure that she's in that town hall meeting. She needs to speak. And there are other survivors, so much in the IDP camp within Makurdi. We're doing everything possible to bring them forward. They need to speak. The president needs to hear firsthand from people who have seen these guys, who have seen the carnage they've done, not just from anybody.
What exactly is the civil society's evaluation of response coming from security agencies? Because we heard that in Yerwata, the first point of attack was a police station, that policemen put in a good fight, but then the attack went as long as 2 hours before any form of intervention arrived.
Well, there's been a mixed reaction from the civil society because the response sometimes is late. The response sometimes is not just good at all. The response sometimes is a little bit good, but if you have to rate it over 100, I can tell you that I will rate it maybe 40 over 100. Not just, for me, it's not good enough. So we need to double the effort. The security need to double their efforts. Effort needs to be doubled because the number of people killed and comparing what the security on ground, we can't say we've achieved much with that number of people killed on a daily. And no, it's not a good one. By my own ranking, it's not a good one. We need to do better.
I'm sure you're following closely the call for perhaps a stricter intervention in the form of a state of emergency. What's the reaction like coming from Benue as regards this?
Well, it's a discussion that is being discussed in the beer parlors, on the road, in business places. The president has the final say. I can't say much about it. The president has the final say. But is it even necessary at this point? If we had put our house in order, nobody would be talking of declaration of state of emergency. We can sort this thing out. It's not beyond us. It's not beyond us. What one group of people is telling the president is different from what another group of people is telling the president. So how do you want the president to decipher what he really wants to hear? Why the NSA is saying something else, we are saying something else. I mean, we can put our house in order and restore peace back to Benue. It's very possible. Don't be deceived. It's very possible.
We'll be right back after this update on our coverage of events in Benue State. Stay with us.
We're here to ensure that we address such. It is not just an attack on the people of Benue State. It's an attack on the entire nation.
Well, another day you watch the news, it turns your belly. All eyes on Benue State. Mr. President will be visiting tomorrow. We've heard from the Chief of Defense Staff. The Secretary of the Government of the Federation also visited Yawata today. We spoke with Mr. Governor yesterday, who spoke about the advancements that have been made in reining in on the violence in some 13 local government areas, and that they now have to deal with 3. Before we go very quickly, Mr. Ukan, are you saying specifically that we are not there yet, considering the consistency of the attacks, the magnanimity of the loss, the bloodshed, we are not yet there for state of emergency? Quickly.
Well, I don't know how you want me to answer that question. Anytime you are really pushing me to put some words out there, but I'm not in a position to answer that. All I can tell you is peace can be restored in Benue wholeheartedly if the parties want. If the parties want, peace will be restored in Benue. The president is arriving tomorrow. I can still come on if you bring me on after the president's visit. Let's just listen to him. He's the father of the nation. Let's listen to him.
Okay, Kurugh, human rights activist, thank you so much for your contribution on the show this evening.